Alright, so we are back with our second to last part. We have green and blue left. This video is all the blue cards that can be found in Avatar. So let's start with Legend of Kuruk. It is a 3-part saga, 4 mana, 2 blue, 2 colorless. The first 2 chapters allow you to scry 2 then draw a card, and the next part lets it transform into Avatar Kuruk. Avatar Kuruk is one of the most powerful of the avatars in this set. Whenever you cast a spell, you create that special new colorless spirit token that allows you to be unblocked, so they can't block it, but the spirit token can only block spirits. Then we have this exhaust ability, which allows you to take an extra turn for Waterbending 20. So that seems like a lot, but again, we're in a format without a control and a lot of other things, so not impossible. Also, please note you can also tap artifacts. So in the Urza strategies, maybe really good. And let's go on to another A, which is Accumulated Wisdom. It's an uncommon lesson, instant. Look at top 3 cards of your library, put one of those cards into your hand, and the rest goes at the bottom of your library in any order. Put each of those cards into your hand instead if you have 3 or more lessons in your group. So again, that's really strong, and these lesson themes are going hard. Next, we will move on to Benevolent River Spirit. So this is a 2 mana creature, a spirit. That's a 4/5 for 2 mana. That's amazing, but as an additional cost to cast it, you need to waterbend 5. So technically it's 7 mana for this 4/5. It has flying, ward 2, and when it enters you scry 2. It's uncommon, so you can't expect too much from that, but we move on. She pretty though. Boomerang Basics. It's a sorcery lesson, 1 mana. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and if it's one that you control, you draw a card. Not bad, not bad. We'll move on to Crashing Waves, a 2 mana sorcery. Additional cost, you may waterbend X, and tap up to X target creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among the top creatures your opponent controls. Okay, so this is actually really strong. For one, you don't need to waterbend. If they have 3 top creatures, you can pay 2 mana to less stun all 3. But by paying the waterbending cost, you can actually force top creatures and stun them. Okay, that's not bad at all. Or you could just put all 3 on 1 creature and just laugh, but that's not too bad. Next, we have the special art of Crashing Wave also. I almost never mentioned that. We're seeing this large wave crashing into a rock. I like this. Next, we have Ember Island Production. Again, these are the actors that play now the story. Pretty good art. It is a 5 mana sorcery. You get to choose one of the 2 options. First option is create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's not legendary, and it's a 4/4 hero in addition to its other types. Not bad. And the other, create a copy of a token that of target creature opponent controls, except it is a non-legendary creature that's a 2/2 coward in addition to other types. That is pretty funny. We got next card, that's First Time Flyer. It is a 2 mana 1/2 creature, non-legendary human pilot ally with flying. It gets +1/+1 as long as you have a lesson card in your graveyard. So it becomes a 2/3 for 2 mana and flying. Alright, not bad. Next, we have Flexible Waterbender. It is a 4 mana 2/5. That's 3 colorless and 1 blue for a human warrior ally with vigilance, waterbending 3. It swaps power, but remember I never said, oh, it's this creature, not target creature. Dookie. We have Forecast Fortune Teller, a 2 mana 1/3 non-legendary human advisor ally. When it enters, you get a clue. Alright. Lots of Scooby-Doo stuff here. We have Geyser Leaper, a 5 mana 4/3 non-legendary creature. That's a human warrior ally, 4 colorless, 1 blue, with flying, waterbending 3. Draw a card and discard a card. Or waterbending 4. Draw a card and discard a card. Oh, Falcon, even Falcon, that's terrible. We have Giant Koi, a 6 mana 5/7 non-legendary fish, waterbending tree, and they can't block this creature. But it does have island cycling, so pay 2, discard it, and add an island. Okay, not bad. Of course, we have Gran-Gran, that was spoiled before. Legendary human peasant ally, 1 mana for a 1/2. It enters whenever Gran-Gran becomes tapped, you draw a card and discard a card. And non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 more lessons in your graveyard. Like a good old grandmother, once you teach her a couple lessons, she's helped you out a lot. Okay. Can't get mad at that. Also, I feel bad for whoever have to use murder on Gran-Gran. Pain. We have Honest Workers. It's an enchantment for enchantment aura, specifically, for 1 blue mana. Enchanted creature opponent control. So it attaches the opponent's creature. When it enters your top creature, remove all counters from it. Oof. And enchanted creature lose all abilities and is a citizen with base point toughness 1/1. No abilities, but can tap for a colorless mana. And is named Humble Merchant. Okay, and you have that Zuko in the art. Alright. Iguana Parrot, obviously, it's a lizard bird pirate. That's not obvious, I just find that funny. It is a 3 mana creature, non-legendary. It's a 2/2. So 2 colors, 1 blue with flying, vigilance, and prowess. Damn, this bird out here slapping up people. We have Invasion Submersible. It's a artifact vehicle, a 3 mana with 0/0. When it enters, return up to 1 other non-land permanent in its owner's hand. Exhaust, waterbend 3. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature. Put 3/1 counters on it. Okay. So it can be waterbend, and that's the only way to actually make it alive, because it does not actually have a crew cost. That's something you should note. It'll Quench Ya. It's an instant lesson, 2 mana, 1 blue, 1 colorless. Counter target spell unless controller plays 2. Okay. Some cactus juice. Katara Bending Prodigy. 3 mana legendary human warrior ally. That's a 2/3 at the beginning of your end step. Katara is tapped. You put a 1/1 counter on her. Waterbending 6. Draw a card. Okay. Weak legend, but it's uncommon, so can't expect too much there. But it's a good way to outlet for like a lot of mana. So Waterbending and Firebending together is pretty strong. We have Katara's reversal in that special art. I didn't bother to put normal art because this art just looks so good. Counter up to 4 target spells or abilities. On top, 4 target artifacts or creatures you control. Well, not so you control. On top, up to 4 target artifacts and or creatures. So you can tap your opponent's creatures. I don't know why I'll do that, but it's an option. We have Knowledge Seeker. Uncommon creature, non-legendary fox spirit with vigilance, 2 power, 1 toughness. When it dies, you get a clue, and when you draw a second card, it gets a 1/1 counter. Okay. You have Lost Days and Instant Lesson again. This one costs 5 mana, 4 colors, and a blue. It allows you to create a clue, and then you could. The owner of target creature or permanent or enchantment, puts it into their library second from the top. So it talks. Alright. We have Master Pakku, legendary human advisor ally for 2 mana, 1 blue, 1 colorless. It's a 1/3. He has prowess, and whenever Master Pakku becomes tapped, target player mills X cards with X the number of lessons in your graveyard. That's interesting. We have North Pole Patrol. It's a 3 mana, 2/3 creature, non-legendary, human soldier ally. Untap another target permanent you control for tapping it. Waterbending 3. And tap it. So you tap target creature opponent controls. Okay, uncommon. We have Octopus Form for 1 mana, instant lesson. Interesting. Target creature you control gains +1/+1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. Untap it. Okay, I was expecting a bit more, but it's a common for 1 mana, so Can't expect too much there. Otter-Penguins, love that. It's an Otter-Penguin. 2 mana, 1 blue, 1 colorless for a 2/1 Otter Bird. Whenever you draw a second card each turn, this creature gets 1/2 until end of turn and can't be blocked. Alright. So in draft, that'll be super strong. Rowdy Snowballers, 3 mana creature, a human peasant ally for 2/2. That's the cost is 2 colors and a blue. When it enters, tap creature upon control and put a stun counter on it. Alright. Secrets of Bloodbending, one of our mythics. It's 4 blue pips in the mana cost. It's a sorcery lesson. In addition to casting it, it has a cost of possibly waterbending 10. You may, so you don't have to. If you don't waterbend 10, you take control of target opponent during their combat, their next combat specifically, and if you pay the waterbending cost, you take control of them during your next turn. Thing to note, you can't skip your combat, so you have to enter combat anyway, so you can't really avoid it. So that's pretty good. It also has this really good art with Katara and the Waterbender Torta in the dark. Really nice. Next we go to Serpent of the Past, which is a 7 mana 6/5 non-legendary Serpent. 5 colorless, 2 blue. When there are 3 or more lessons in your graveyard, you may cast this spell as without flash. This creature costs 1 less to cast for each non-creature, non-land card in your graveyard. That's pretty interesting. A good out for control decks. We have next Water Spirit Revival, a rare sorcery, 3 mana, 2 blue, 1 colorless. In addition to cast it, you may waterbend 6. Draw 2 cards. If the spell had an additional cost paid, instead shuffle your graveyard into your library and draw 7. And you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game, then you exile this card. Okay, so if you cast it or waterbend, then you draw 2 cards and you exile this. But if you waterbend the 6, you shuffle your graveyard into your deck, you draw 7, you get maximum hand size unlimited, and this gets exiled then. Okay, not bad, pretty good. Alright, of course has a borderless treatment with that anime gill face. Next we have Tio, Uncle in Spanish, Spirited Guider, 4 mana for a 1/4 legendary human pilot ally. That's 3 colors and a blue pip. For a creature with flying, and when one or more creatures you control with flying attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Okay, Uncle Tio not bad. We have, of course, next the Mechanist, Aerial Artisan, a mouthful, a legendary human artificer ally, 3 mana, 2 colors, 1 blue, for a 1/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a clue token, and then you can tap it. So, and until end of turn, target artifact token, you control becomes a 3/1 construct with flying. Kind of weak for a rare. But whenever I cast an spell, you create a clue. So I guess I have a lot of clue payoffs. So expecting Tammy's Journal to go up in price with all the clue printings. So let's see how that goes again. I have about 4 copies, so I don't mind. Go up, reach the moon, take about $40 for one. And of course we have the extended art, which gives that extra 1/2 inch of art. But ladies, you all know how much or you need that extra 1/2 inch. Anyway, sorry about that. Get away from me. The Spirit Oasis, that's the blue shrine enchantment, legendary of course, 3 mana, 2 colors and a blue. When it enters, you draw cards for each shrine you control, and whenever another shrine enters, you draw a card. Okay, not bad. Next we have the Unagi of Kyoshi's Island, a 5 mana legendary serpent creature. That's a 5/5 with flash, ward of Waterbend 4. That is actually amazing. And whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw 2 cards. So the reason I find this special is that waterbending cost of 4 is very good, because that means they need to have 4 tapped artifacts or creatures. 4 untapped artifacts or creatures in order to even target this. If you don't, it gets countered. That's actually really strong. Alright, I named the Unagi. So those like Naruto will of course appreciate that. And of course, again, I'm not saying of course a lot, but when you're on a ship, you need to make sure you maintain course now, boy. So, things like that. We have this field note art of the Unagi, where it looks like an eel, but I like the Chinese script on the right side there. Alright. Next, we have Tiger Seals for 1 mana. It's a cat seal. It's a rare 3/3 with vigilance. At the beginning of your upkeep, you tap it, and whenever you draw your second card each turn, you untap this card. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Next, we have the I forget the next. We have the art of it, where it sees a seal with the tiger stripes and that little cub, that little cute kitty. So yeah, that's really good. We have Tai Li Chi Blocker, a legendary human performer ally with 2 power 1 toughness. It costs 2 colors and a blue. It has flash, prowess, and when she enters, you tap up to 1 target creature, and it does not tap as long as you control her. Please note, if you blink her, that resets, so the first creature was tapped can actually untap, but the new one wouldn't be able to untap as long as you control her. Again, we get that ½ inch extra art. Basically, again, she ponytail, you get to the end of it in the art. We have Wan Shi Tong Librarian, another one of our blue mythics here. And this is a legendary bird spirit that's a 1/1 with a cost of X and 2 blue. So first has flash, flying, vigilance, and it enters with X1 counters on it. Then you draw half of X cards rounded down. But whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1 counter on Wan Shi Tong and draw a card. So I find this really strong. So you can pay 2 blue mana in response to your opponent trying to draw, and just cast this to get bigger. So you get a few draws. I don't want to stutter there. You get a few draws off that, or if you want to actually hard draw, you cast this during your opponent's end phase and you draw half the X. That's still good. And of course we have the field note art of Wan Shi Tong, which is pretty hard, which goes pretty hard. And we'll go to the next one, which is Waterbenders Ascension, which has this amazing black-white art from the last Agni seal. And it's a 2 mana enchantment. Whenever a creature you control deals common damage to a player, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then as long as it has 4 or more quest counters on it, you draw a card, and you can waterbend 4 for target creature to become unblockable. So pretty solid rare. We have Waterbending Lesson. It's a sorcery lesson. That's 4 mana. It's common. 3 colors, 1 blue. You draw 3 cards and you discard a card unless you waterbend 2. So 5 mana or 6 mana to draw 3 cards. That's not a very good conversion rate, but who knows. Next we have Waterbending Scroll, a 2 mana artifact, 1 blue, 1 colorless. You can pay 6 to draw a card. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each island you control. Okay, that's some bullshit. Because basically you play it and you have 6 islands, you just draw a card for free. Okay. And that's uncommon, eh? We have Watery Grasp, 1 mana enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature doesn't untap during its control's untap step, but you can waterbend 5 to put the enchanted creature into its owner's library. That's pretty funny. Next, and our final card is You the Moon Spirit. I don't say Moon like that, Moon Spirit. It's a legendary spirit ally for 4 mana, 3 colors, 1 blue. It's a 3/3 with flying and vigilance, and an ability for waterbending 5 and tapping it. You may cast a non-creature spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. I don't want to say paying its mana cost. Of course, it has this lovely other art of it. This is the one I want, with you looking beautiful with that dark skin. But that's about it. That's all of our blue cards available in the main set. Again, we'll do a separate video with the blue jump starts. Hope you all enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. Have you long enough? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all soon.